Iran warned on Wednesday that it would hit the U.S. and Israeli targets if they were attacked by the United States after President Donald Trump's security advisor said Washington would exert maximum pressure on Tehran, going beyond economic sanctions. Now, the relations between Washington and Tehran have reduced significantly. They've become quite hostile since the United States unilaterally withdrew from the JCPOA agreement, which was a violation of the agreement, then proceeding to place sanctions on Iran for actions that Iran did not take. They accuse Iran of violating the agreement, yet all the European partners, signatories to the group, certify that Iran certainly has not done so. Now, U.S. Security Advisor John Bolton had the following to say. There should not be any doubt that the United States wants this resolved peacefully, but we are fully prepared for any contingency that Iran creates. It should be noted that the sanctions that have been placed on Iran are mostly related to the car industry, trade in gold and other precious metals, as well as purchases of U.S. dollars crucial to the international financing and investment and trade relations. In other words, the economy, particularly their relationship, their economic relationship with the rest of the world, has been greatly hindered by U.S. sanctions, particularly as it relates to the U.S. control over the U.S. dollar as the world's currency reserve and the one primarily used for trade. Now, as if that wasn't enough, Iran is now facing even more sanctions from the U.S. government that appear that they are going to take place. They're going to begin in November, and they will mostly target Iran's banking and oil exports. One of the things that is really aggravating Iran is the fact that the European allies, the other signatories to the JCPOA agreement, have not lived up to their obligation, and they said that they would make up for what would be lost by the United States pulling from the agreement. Then the United States turned around and decided that they were going to punish absolutely anybody who violated the sanctions that they just decided to put on Iran. So in other words, the United States wants to create destabilization inside of Iran, so they place sanctions on the country. And then they say they're going to punish any other countries that do business with them. Well, they're not obligated to follow U.S. sanctions. This is not like having sanctions placed against you by the UN, which is an extragovernmental body that signatories sign onto and agree to follow and be a part of. This is just the U.S. deciding by itself that it's going to place sanctions and then tells other people that they're not allowed to do business with Iran. I mean, this is very much a bullying tactic. Anybody who dares to do business with them will then be punished by not being able to do business in the United States. And this all around is bad business in general. Now, a lot of this is happening because, and a lot of this recent rhetoric is happening because Iran has fully insisted upon its right to self-determination, and that now it is displaying new fighter jets. Just recently, they came out with their first domestically produced fighter jet containing a great deal of gadgets and other upgrades and things like that to it. I don't have all the information on exactly all the aspects of it. Just another to say that there is also a very special targeting system used inside of it, and this is a significant advancement. Now, you combine this with the missile program that is currently underway as a means of defending the country from invasion, and we see why the United States is so angry at them. Iran is essentially standing up for himself. So the question is, why are they threatening Israel and other U.S. allies? Well, essentially, if there was a U.S. war on Iran, which is what the U.S. is threatening now that their war in Syria is almost over, their war in Afghanistan is still going on, they've got Saudi Arabia carrying out their interests inside of Yemen. Now, it seems like with the wind down of the war inside of Syria, they've now got maybe some more resources and can pay more attention to the next country on the hit list. Now, essentially, we know that the United States and Israel are allies. It's not anti-Semitic to point that out. They are allies. And that any U.S. action against Iran would most likely involve the use of Israel as well. Israel would definitely be involved. And Iran is saying is that if they are threatened by these powers, by this bloc, these two countries, they will retaliate with military force. I mean, this is a very basic principle of self-defense. Iran isn't threatening invasion of the United States and Israel. They are threatening to respond if they are invaded by the United States or Israel. There's a big difference between being the imperialist aggressor and someone saying that they're prepared to use violence to defend themselves from invasion. But that's not what the mainstream media is going to tell you. They're going to put in your head over and over again that Iran is this terrible, great evil, and they're coming to kill everybody. And that's a very common thing to portray these countries which are, in power, are significantly weaker than the United States, and portray them as some kind of threat to the public or some kind of threat to the American people, and that's certainly not the case. So this does certainly explain why Iran is building this military technology and why they're willing to strike at Israel if the United States does indeed go to war with them. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.